Ready? Transcription number 9 and 10 start. Rise to commend the Constitution Amendment Bill seeking to have an impartial and multi-member election commission. The object of the bill is simple but important. It seeks to provide for a multi-member election commission, removal of the members of election commission including the chief election commissioner from office only in like manner and on like grounds as a judge of the Supreme Court, and powers to the election commission to make rules for regulating its own procedure, etc. The present position under Article 3 to 4 of the Constitution is that the Superintendent's direction and control of the preparation of the electoral rolls for and the conduct of all elections to Parliament and to the state legislature, and of the offices of the state legislature and of the offices of the President and Vice President are vested in the Election Commission. Clause 2 of the article visualizes that the Election Commission consists of the Chief Election Commissioner and such number of other election commissioners as the President may from time to time fix. Stop. Next para. But unfortunately, the Commission continues to be a single member body in spite of the demand in Parliament, the press and the public platform. The Chief Election Commissioner, the words election commissioners are incorrect, is the sole authority in all matters pertaining to preparation of the electoral rolls and conduct of election of the President, the Vice President and members of Parliament and of state legislatures in this largest democratic electoral system in the world. The entrustment of one single individual with this task, which has a great bearing on the functioning of democratic institutions, is not desirable. What are the duties and functions entrusted to the Election Commission? Question mark. Under the Constitution and the law, the functions of the Chief Election Commissioner are: he superintends, directs and controls elections to Parliament, the state legislatures and to the offices of the President and Office President. He also responsible for preparation and revision of electoral rolls for all these elections. It is his duty to see that the electoral rolls are kept up to date at all times. He is required to superintend elections to fill casual vacancies in Parliament and state legislatures. He is required to give his opinion under Article 103 and 192 when a vital question arises, whether of Parliament or of a state legislature, subject to any of the disqualifications. Stop. Next exercise. The Chief Election Commissioner also directs and controls the preparation of electoral rolls of states as well as the union territories and settles the program of work for them, orders the holding of by-elections to fill up casual vacancies. He supervises the work of the chief electoral officers in states and union territories regarding elections. He examines the reports submitted by the electoral officers regarding filing of accounts of election expenses by contesting candidates and disqualifications of defaulting candidates. He considers and takes decisions on representations for removing disqualifications incurred by the candidates. He hears cases relating to recognition of political parties and allotment of symbols. He prepares the reports on general election and performs certain duties required under the Representation of the Peoples Act 1950 and 1951 and the rules made thereunder. He undertakes extensive powers for supervising the preparation of electoral rolls and conducts elections also and holds conferences. He also attends to administrative and financial matters pertaining to the Commission's organization and its functions. These are, in short, the functions of the Commission. Would it be possible for one individual to do full justice to the task assigned to the Commission, and can a single individual loaded with so many important duties present a picture of efficiency and impartiality? Stop. Next para. In my opinion, he can never. In this respect, it would be worthwhile to quote what the Joint Committee on Amendments to Election Law had said. It is a committee constituted by both houses of Parliament. It says that in order that elections based on adult suffrage in the country may be free and fair, it is essential that the election work should be spread and done throughout the length and breadth of the country, and that even the remotest villages this work should be done in a manner so as to inspire the confidence of the people. The election machinery should be such that it may function effectively in every village, town and city in an independent, impartial and fair manner. Gradually, elections have ceased to be a 5 years affair, but are held, if not every year, at least in every alternate year in some part or other of our vast country. The elections have therefore become a continuing process entailing enormous work on the Election Commission. The immensity of the task of the Election Commission and the complexities of the duties it is called upon to discharge are too obvious and do not require any elaboration. It is too great a burden for a single person to exercise supervision, direction and control effectively on the whole process of elections throughout the country. Full stop. Thank you very much.